What power do you have to place the jail commissioner in handcuffs?
Anyone who gets in the process, including yourself, gets in the process or stand in the way of the sheriff's duties, we have a right to detain them. We can also get a court order to have them arrested.
Are you threatening a reporter right now?
No. This is a deal. That goes for anyone, even myself. If I was like a regular citizen or anything like that, I can be detained if I say, hey, you can't serve papers according to the law.
Okay, so let's follow that to its logical conclusion.
Okay.
You can't file charges.
No.
You can't investigate crimes.
Well,
So
any crime
why
that
flex
happened,
that power?
any crime that happened within the sheriff's office, we have an internal affairs agency that investigate all misconducts of the sheriff's office.
Did you suspect the jail commissioner of committing a crime?
Well, I could tell you the evidence are missing. The jail commissioner did say that she misplaced evidence. We do know that the individual involved in this case was notified about the investigation. We know someone on our team did not notify them. We don't know who could have been notified. The reason that
I lost you there, I'm sorry. Who was notified about what?
the individual involved in this investigation was notified.
The deputy?
Yes, was notified by someone that knew about the investigation.
When did you learn that he was under police investigation?
We got the call the same time that the police department, I believe, did, if not later. The police came over and did their initial interview. We came right behind them and did the interview with the police department and also with Deputy Commissioner Ross, and that's when I was notified about it.
So how could this escalate? If you and the police department were on the same page, where did things get off?
So I just want to be very clear. The sheriff's office and the police department, as of right now, does not have a working relationship. I don't know if it was because of the previous administration. We have not met with the local police department here in the city of St. Louis. Every law enforcement agency has reached out to the sheriff's office to offer help, but as of now, we don't know what's going on with the police department. We have been denied access to the jail not once but twice, and this is what prompted the consequences that happened today with Deputy Commissioner Ross.
I mean, I'll confess, crime as it might be.
Absolutely.
Always. But I'm generally aware that when a police or a law enforcement agency has a member under investigation, often the protocol is for that agency or that agency head to step aside and let an outside group investigate. Why not do that here?
So this is an internal affairs investigation first. Any other agency has an internal affairs investigation, and then they allow other agencies to investigate. In our case, we will be contacting the Missouri Highway Patrol to investigate because that's the only law enforcement agency that we have access to at this time.
So we have some idea how things escalated, I suppose. I'm still a little murky on that. When did you decide, okay, we're going to take the cuffs off?
Well, again, we took Deputy Ross into, we told her that, listen, we just want to talk to you for a moment, or you denying us access to the jail. She said, yes. I asked again, are you really denying the sheriff's office access to the jail? She responded, yes. I said, well, you have to come with us. She began.
Yeah, wasn't the question though about whether it was appropriate or not for you to be interviewing the victim?
Repeat that, I'm sorry?
Would it be appropriate for you to interview the victim?
A law enforcement agency to interview the victim? Yes, it's appropriate, yes.
The victim of your department?
Yes, it's internal affairs. Every law enforcement agency has internal affairs. That's the reason that we established the internal affairs unit.
I think some people would see that as a questionable use of investigatory powers.
Well, if that's questionable, then it probably would be questionable for other law enforcement agencies around, I believe.
Well, their officers weren't accused in this instance.
Every agency have an internal affairs unit, I believe so. I think that's the appropriate route to go.
So tell me again when it was when you decided to take the cuffs off.
So Deputy Commissioner Ross started cursing out the staff over on the sheriff's side. She became kind of aggressive. We didn't want to put her in handcuffs. I authorized the deputies to handcuff her, and we did take her over on our side in the sheriff's office. We contacted Public Safety Director Coyle at that time. We told him what was going on. We told him we had the deputy commissioner was being detained at that time.
Yeah.
And we kind of went from there. We discussed that, hey, we need access to this individual. It's illegal for the police to come in to interview an individual in the custody of the sheriff's office or the courts without first getting permission from the sheriff's office or the courts.
Am I reading your tone correctly that there's not really remorse here? You would do all this again?
If anyone impede on the process of the sheriff's office, yeah, we'll take you in custody. This is the city has been, I believe, kind of soft on crime here. And I'm not that type of individual to be soft on crime. Now, I can't save the world, but I definitely will save the city. And crime happens whether it's inside of this court building, whether it's outside the court building, whether it's in the jail. If you're wrong, you're wrong. We held that deputy accountable, and he will be charged to the fullest extent.
By the police?
By the local law enforcement agency.
What gave you the impression that the police weren't able to retrieve the evidence they needed?
The deputy commissioner told us in front of the detectives that she lost evidence that was provided by that individual. Now, I cannot go into detail about this situation because it's still an active investigation on our end, and I'm sure on the police department end as well.
So she said she lost it, and it was your intent to go looking for it?
My intent is not to go look for it. The sheriff's office's intent is to interview that individual, to go through the process and the steps of investigating.
Or the victim. I'm sorry.
The victim, not the deputy. The deputy is no longer an employee here at this time at the sheriff's office, but to interview that individual.
Okay. I guess that pretty much says it. Is there anything else that, I mean, you recognize that this is a pretty bizarre standoff.
Yeah.
We haven't seen something like this, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, the deal is this, you do not deny the sheriff, the top law enforcement officer in the county, access to the jail of his detainees. You cannot do it. If you're against the law, you do anything against the law, you have to get the consequences that come with it. The mayor's office is well aware of it, and also the public safety director is well aware of it because we went through this before.
Is it your belief, moving forward, that you have unfettered access to the jail at any time you want?
I have access to our detainees, yes.
And that includes, you said our detainees?
Yes.
Just so I'm clear, is there a
detainees that's in the custody of the sheriff's office, yes.
And that might not always be all detainees? Because some are under the custody of
some may be under the custody of the feds, but
okay.
The courts, they're in the custody of the courts.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, anything else you'd like to add here?
That's it, pretty much. I'm a man of law and order, and again, I can't save the world, but I definitely can save the city here. And my job as the sheriff of the city of St. Louis is to do everything according to the state statute and the Constitution, and I think that was exercised today.
You say you're a man of the law. Will you cooperate? Have you been contacted by city police or by the FBI about
Yes, we have talked to the city police. Again, we interviewed with the detectives who interviewed that individual. We actually watched video footages and also audio footages together with the police officers. So today is the day that the commissioner decided that she no longer wanted to work with the sheriff's office. And again, this is an ongoing problem with the jail over here in the CJC. They denied access several times to our deputies serving paper and documents and stuff like that. So this is the result of denying the sheriff's office access. And hopefully moving forward, we won't have to go through this again.
And I asked about the city police and the FBI. Have you been contacted by the FBI at all? Because I know they were contacted about this.
Yeah, no, I have not been contacted by the FBI at all.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
That's it.
Thanks, Sheriff.
All right, thanks.